This game really, I would say, out of the 100,000 games that I played, the only game that I got really almost like angry during the game and after the game. Typically, when I play bullet games or blitz games, win or lose is typical. Like I played a lot of games, the past and now. You could win games or lose games. The only thing that I might get concerned about is if there's too much lag going on, because that would avoid you to play the game effectively, like whether the lag compensation thing. However, this game specifically. This is my only game with Firouzja. It was one of the bullet brawl. I think it's 2024. This game, it was fascinating in so many ways during the game and after the game. I remember like even slamming my mouse during the game. It was too much. You don't see this performance. That how you could win a game, but you cannot really win the game. So this one, I played D4, and that's good. Let's dive in. You would know what I mean, but once the games, once we start moving, you would know what I mean by that. So E4, we have the modern, but he played C5. To my knowledge, this may transpose to like some kind of like Sicilian. So I played knight f3, takes. So far, everything is okay. I played knight e4, and I played knight f3, but this may be already like a free pawn. So the game is already like we are having some weird stuff early on. He played knight c6, which he could have took the pawn, but it's fine. So knight c6, knight c3, then he played bishop g7 and bishop d3. So this structure is okay for white. There's probably better ideas for his white, but so h3, avoiding any kind of ideas like bishop g4. So he played d6 and I castle. So knight d7. So typically here he's looking at knight c5, maybe even knight e5. So I went with rook e1, knight c5. I think is probably the good idea. Queen e2. I don't mind this one. He could go for it. He played bishop e6. He's developing all his pieces, which is very good. Bishop e3, and then he took here. This is a little bit of a surprise here to me, because this may give some holes, and that's critical. You could do this if you know what you're doing. I don't know if in a bullet game is it really safe approach. Even if he's getting better, I looked over. The computer is actually giving this a slightly better for white. This is a little bit of a gamble because actually you don't want to trade your fiancé shadow bishop like that for, let's say, a knight, or unless you're trading it for the bishop. So let's say a bishop for a bishop here. So you don't, white would not have a control over the dark squares. You could see that I could take control over the dark squares sooner or later. So this may be a long-term concern for black. So I played queen e5. Maybe I had to do proper defense instead of knight d4. So I figured that this is okay for me because now I could find a way against the dark squares. Rook d1, rook b8, and then I played f4. So for me, maybe I'm looking at queen f. I remember during the game is like queen f2, f5. Looking at this weakness in the long term, I don't really mind knight takes because this is just simply not. His knight is active on c5. The bishop is not really active now. So if this kind of trade is only helping white. So he played f6, and I think this is really logical move because now, in so many ways, he knows that this is possibly coming, so he wants to block some activity with the bishop. And I played queen f2 anyway, so I'm still looking at this. And he played here. Maybe I had f5. This is maybe my opportunity. f5 could have been really strong because you want to open up lines, meaning that if f5 opens up line. It's very unnatural for me not to play f5 here because f5 is pretty logical because f5, even if he goes here, you may actually open up and maybe some kind of queen h4, even e5. So let's say here. This may open up a little bit. Maybe, maybe still like not clear, but, oh, this is winning bishop c4. Bishop c4 because he takes, bishop is hanging. So even if he goes all the way to d5, it's still probably bishop c1 and then let's say queen b4, rook takes e7. So this is actually winning for white. You cannot really allow this. So it looks like f5 was the strongest move. Yeah, but he still have a defense. Maybe it's like here. And then look at this. The computer is giving me here, and then some kind of e5. So the point of these moves, you want to open up. That's what I mean. Like you want to open up for the bishop, right? You want to open up for the bishops, the other bishop as well. So the point is here is white has to find ways to open up the game. I did not do it fast enough. I don't know why the word start from the beginning, but it's okay. We go back here. Um, so here I should have played, and instead should have played f5, just to have an opportunity to open up things. He played here. I played bishop d4 instead, which give him room to defend. But however, after bishop here, so by the way, instead of we talk about how f5 was a move, I played bishop d4, so which is a different move. Uh, and then he played here. This move is not that great, and I think this is the beginning of issues here because now I have e5, and I was able to play e5. We talked about how this diagonal is a problematic, and now that's the goal is to try to play. So he cannot really take this way. The knight is under attack. He could do this, but this is opening up more lines. I may not matter like where the bishop moves because I'm looking at this diagonal critical enough for me. So I take. He played here, which is okay. Queen h4, very strong move because now I'm looking at this kind of stuff. And he played knight e6, and I took here. So supposedly this is already good for, this is still like defendable. But after this move, I suppose, I'm just looking over. Yeah, this is now losing because of this bishop takes g6. So that's the beginning of issues here. So bishop takes g6, for example, here, and then and look at this. Rook takes, and then here, and then you're looking at some kind of fireworks, including here. This is all winning. This is all winning. It's +7. No doubt that this is something that I should be winning. So I missed this move, I suppose. This is the beginning of nonsense, in this game. Um, so I played here and I played rook here, but this is still good. This is still within reach, right? So I did not play here, but I played here, which is, I think it's still the same concept, except you go to queen e7, right? That's the idea. And I played queen e7. So this is actually, you're having this against Firouzja, right? Queen e7. Now, this is totally winning. It's not like it's not. And it's easy to find the win. It's not like I have 33 seconds. You do have the two bishops. Crazy, crazy stuff, right? You look over this game and you tell yourself, how could Magnus even defend this, right? Not even Firouzja. So he played here, and this is not, by the way, this mate on g7. So I'm attacking this one. I'm attacking the mate. So he has to play this, and I just simply take. Now, you look at this position, you tell yourself, two bishops, very dangerous. And obviously here, all you have to do is even bishop takes in some line works. Maybe not right now, but this is a big issue. Even rook f1 is coming. There's a lot of choices here. So he played d5, and he just made things a lot worse. I played the worst move here, supposedly. By the way, queen e5. And that should be made. Made this coming up. Queen e5 is missed. Huge move. Very strange. I never see that move. If I were playing a lot of bullet games, queen e5 becomes it's something that I could easily find. The point of queen e5, it's made on h8, but it's also attacking b8. So how could you defend both moves same time? If you look over the computer, queen e5, it's made in 8. Made in 8. That's the beginning of issues, right? So how would you miss this move? Is I just like, this is maybe where I begin slamming my mouse. Because I saw the next turn, or even may have missed it, and I began to understand that I'm missing something huge. That was a while ago, though, like a year ago, I suppose. So let's take a look back again. It's around here. So this is still winning, though. It's still winning, but queen e5 is much more. So typically, you want to make a move that has multiple meanings. So queen e5 has two meanings into it. This one and mate, and I think he's just basically get mated in general. So here I have another move. So queen f8 does not save the day. I played rook takes. I don't understand this move. There's also bishop takes g6. And that should be also mate somehow coming into mate because you cannot really take here. There's a pin, right? This is mate in 9, yeah. So here, queen takes. He has to play rook g7, and then he's made it this way. So if I miss queen e5, you would assume I would not miss bishop takes g6, right? Again, the game of nonsense, Rook takes. I don't know why I took with the rook here. Like, I'm trying to figure out. Then I play queen e5, right? This is still winning. I'm just giving you the computer here, line, trying to open up the computer and so you could see that this is totally winning. So here, this is another win coming up. It's giving me plus 46. 46 around here. So I did not even do it. Like I did not even went for this. So he went here. We repeat, but I believe I did it here. I did not even do it. Right. So I did not even do it. This move is very logical. Again, the point is after here, the king is like I don't know, like it's in trouble all across, and this should be like mating coming up, mate in 23, and the problem is it's easy to find the mate because you just keep checking and the bishops are really helping out, right? So it's not like it's hard; it's very easy. Did not make this move. Very strange, completely strange. I played bishop e2, and this move doesn't make any sense to me. Like I was stunned by this move. Maybe another mouse. I hit my mouse, slamming my mouse after bishop e2 specifically, because I was like, what does this move does anyway? Like if I'm going to bishop here and here, this is too slow. I mean, why would I consider this when I have queen h8, right? Bishop e2. Bishop e2 doesn't really make a lot of sense from a practical point of view. Like it just doesn't really make any sense. As a matter of fact, rook e8. Now I started paying attention to. I was like, oh, this queen h8 now, and this is totally winning, right? I'm back to winning, and this is actually mate. This is actually mate. Just to open up here. That's mate in 7. Queen takes h7, and the mate is coming up. So the mate is around here. All you have to do is basically bishop g4. And this is going to be, if you go here, you're getting mated on queen d7. I mean, I think he has to play here. And then you take on g6. How many mates did I count? Like at least 3 or 4 so far. And this is so easy to find. Like even lower rated players could find it. It doesn't have to be a master. So this one is strange. Very strange stuff here in this game. It almost feels like it's kind of a nightmare that, I played the worst move ever. Like I don't understand this move. Like I also was like, okay, so I know that he could escape though. I think Firouzja himself was pretty shocked. I think he was like, "Who I'm playing?" Bishop g4, and he's escaping though. Like I'm just helping him out, nothing else. And now here doesn't make sense. Maybe even rook e7. This move, my selection of move here doesn't really make any kind of sense. And now, even though that he escapes a mate, I'm still better. I'm still winning, not better. It's just plus 5. The reason it's plus 5 though. It's 2 bishops, and also you do have the passers. I mean, even with slow, just slowing, and the king is still like exposed, right? It is still winning for white. So I played here and queen d6, and I played queen d3, queen f4. Somehow he's getting activity out of nowhere. Now this move has some idea. Like maybe this is the only move that has some ideas. I'm looking at this. He gets away, and this is still winning. I'm just trying to open up the computer so you could guys see the analysis here. You could see this is actually winning. King h2, queen e3, and knight. Even after trading the queens, it's still winning. And the reason is actually these pawns are pretty strong. He played e5, h4, and then this happened. I mean, I told myself, what is happening? Like, what is happening? So if I want to play h4, maybe just prepare it, like bishop f5 or something, and then if he plays here, then I can start playing h4. It's not complicated by any means. Believe it or not, right? Didn't I lose a bishop here? Hold on. Making ahead of moves here. So I played here, right? He took, believe it or not, this position. Opening up the computer. It's still better for white. Maybe winning. It's plus 2. It's still because for this move, right? The problem here in this game, and this game is fascinating in so many ways. So even if when I give up this bishop, white is still winning. These pawns are pretty strong. It turns out to be that even maybe you have to do this, and the pawns cannot be really stopped. So he played rook e4, but then h5 could pop in, right? and I played h5, and I played here. You'd assume that white could now find a way to easy way to win. This is +4 from here. And then c5, and I play bishop f4. I'm just looking if I'm still winning. I am still winning. And then h6, come along. And then he took +4. It's crazy. And then here, g4. This is all winning. This is all winning. So now the reason this is winning, again here to explain to my point, so the pawns are so fast, they cannot be stopped. And then here I play g5. This is where the mistake is. So supposedly around here, I had to play like h7. And this move is when he plays here, he may not have time for just to check. He could play here, and then when he takes rook takes f4 as a queen first. And this is actually the reason why it's winning. So I could go here. I'm still stopping d2 because I could take, and then if he goes here, it's just king g6, right? So that's a lot easier now to win. Supposedly I could win this one because now I could just simply like put my pawn, play g5. So this is actually 100% winning. I played the wrong move order here, and it's just simply now the beginning of nonsense. Again, we just went backwards. We're just going a little bit fast. So around here, so I played the wrong move, and he took because it's check. And then so I played here. I forgot about the potential that he takes his check, and then this d2. Believe it or not, this is now a draw somehow, and now I'm like somehow. It's still draw from here, believe it or not. So it's h7, and then he queens, and then here. So the reason it's a draw because I'm still like, have 2 pawns. So this is a draw. Basically both sides. If anything, maybe after like I would be, white could start checking, and simply this, there's no way that anyone would make any kind of improvements because he's just, both sides is gonna keep checking. Maybe this one could move faster, but it's still a draw to me. So now I went from like totally winning, like there was 60 ways of winning, and now it's like simply, kind of a draw. And I played this move, and this is still draw, and then here, and this is still very draw, and then here, and then this is actually starting to get really fishy now because obviously after here, the problem here, he gets his pawns. What I don't understand during the game, actually, or after the game, I could start checking him. I don't have to wait for the pawn to get to e2. Like, I couldn't understand why I did not really check him. And why would I put my king over here where I could just play, like, potentially g6? I mean, you could play g6. It's still a draw, but at least you get your pawn in an advanced square to try to promote. This game doesn't really add up very well for me. Like, so anyways, here, and then he played here, I played here, and king g7 doesn't even make sense to me. And then he played queen b1, and then the real situation is actually, this is still a draw, and the reason it's still a draw because you could keep checking. I played the wrong move. I played the wrong move. I'm just opening up the computer here. I played the wrong move. It's like made in 19 now. So I think I had to play like queen e7. So I guess the difference here, it's like critical, but if anything, black is really trying to promote, right? So I played the wrong move, and he played the wrong move. Apparently here, he had to play here. That's a winning idea. And it's not easy to see this in 2 seconds, right? So I played here. He played there. I checked. This is a draw. Now this is no longer a draw after g6. He actually forgot that he could queen, right? There's a time rumble, I guess, trouble. And he's just opening up the computers that you could see, and then he queens, and then I flagged. This game is the definition of craziness all across the board. How I get to this position, I'm still not clear on it. Like how, when you look over, here, just to give you an idea, the computer, just to give you an idea how I was still winning. If we go back slightly, slowing down a little bit, see what the computer is suggesting. So here, all of this is a draw. Um, it's from here, it's winning, right? So all you have to do is let's how you could play h7, or you could play g4 h7 or h7 first to win the game, right? So h7 is very easy to find because obviously this distract the rook, and this does not really save him because I could play king g6 and the bishop. You could sack the bishop for d2 and still win the game. Anyways, so here this is all winning even after giving up this bishop on g4, and it's all across the board: +5, +5, +5, +6, mate in 6, mate in, here it's made in, this is actually where it gets to, you get to play bishop g4 line, queen h5, which would lead to mate. And there's also, if we go back, queen e5, it's just easy to win the game. I mean, this is a lot easier. Extremely easy to find. At the point here, the computer is giving me rook f6. And that's just simply like doesn't make sense. It's just resignation. It's just the computer doesn't feel there's a way you can defend the mate, because after here you still have the mate, but you do have the extra rook and the two bishops. I mean, you do have the two bishops, right? For you have a rook versus rook, two bishops. You cannot really defend this at all, and you're looking at mate here, queen h8. So even the second rook is like, I don't even know what you do. It's like here, and that's simply like queen e6. And you can still play queen e5, by the way, and still the same issues. Yeah, man, it's just simply checkmate all across the board. This game is completely insane. How I could not win this game. There was like a lot of ways to win, even at the very end, like the end of the game. Even the end of the game with all these screw ups is still a draw. Found a way to lose it. This game, it was the only game that I really got upset. You could tell why I was upset. The level of Firouzja blunder heavily. I did not really find a way to like checkmate. Typically, I find this moves very fast. And it's especially when it comes to mates. This is fascinating in so many ways where I could not find the game. But I figured that I would show you this game to show you that sometimes that 3100s could make mistakes, and sometimes how they could win sometimes, even with these mistakes. That was one of the worst games I played, to be honest, maybe out of the 100,000 games, even when I was beginner. At least when I was beginner, I had an excuse being a beginner. This one is, every time I look at this game, I just feel like, I should have checkmated him. It's not simply winning the game, it's all about like checkmating. Well, there's always next time. I think, I try to, if I play him next time, this is going to be a competitive game, right? Assuming that should have been a one game. That kind of suggests we may have a competitive games ahead should we play. But it was fun still. I mean, it was fun, I guess, for him. He was probably shocked. He was probably, this is like, doesn't really happen every day. I don't think doesn't happen at any time anywhere. It just doesn't normally happen. You could miss one move, two moves, but you're missing like 4 5s. That's pretty heavy, right? Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of like I felt like I could share it so you could see how that game was completely insane in so many ways. But hopefully you guys enjoy this, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you, folks.